Let's move on to discuss how to guide behavior in the classroom during techniques. The more time and care you take to introduce the program to your students, the better they'll be able to understand the purpose and its benefits, and want to participate. Outlining simple rules and expectations for the students to follow during Calm Classroom is also important. Clearly communicate these behavior expectations before you lead the technique. You may need to repeat these regularly to remind students of appropriate behavior. Some students may choose not to participate. As long as they're not being disruptive, it's okay if they're not fully engaged in the practice. Other students may actively resist the program by slouching, laughing, talking, or disturbing their classmates. It is not okay if students disturb the classroom during a technique. Please note that it is normal for some students to giggle or act silly during the first week or so of the program. This typically subsides as time goes on. Remember that this behavior may be due to the fact that some students are a little uncomfortable with the practice at first. If multiple students are being disruptive, stop teaching and try teaching the technique again later in the day. If the same student is repeatedly disruptive, you may want to have a one-on-one discussion with them after class. You may give them the option of not participating in the technique or sitting next to you to help model the technique, depending upon their age. It is normal for children to want to move around, especially when they're being told to sit still. As long as they're not being disruptive, minor movement is okay. You know your classroom best, so use your pre-existing classroom management strategies to address disruptive students. We ask students to close their eyes during techniques to help them focus inward and eliminate any outer visual distractions. Remember that for some students, closing their eyes may feel scary and uncomfortable at first. Do not force students to close their eyes. Instead, invite them to focus their gaze by looking down at their desk. By practicing Calm Classroom, students will learn that taking care of their mental and emotional well-being is just as important as taking care of their physical health. With regular practice of Calm Classroom techniques, students will have the skills they need to make self-care a daily habit.